Time now on Sky Sports Radio for Going Greyhounds for your daily update of the latest news and tips.
14 to 11, and Liam Tapper joining me now from Greyhound Racing New South Wales. Morning, Liam.
Thank you. Morning, Cozzy. How are you going this morning?
Fighting fit. What have you got for us today?
Oh, mate, we've got a lot for you today. Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Going Greyhounds. And I must say right off the top, I know we have only 15 minutes here on Sky Racing Radio, but boy, do we have some news to get through today. As I said yesterday, we endeavour to bring our listeners the biggest names in greyhound racing, and today we have just that. We'll be joined by reigning Melbourne Cup champion Anthony Azzopardi to talk about Caishen in tomorrow night's Paws of Thunder final, before speaking with current Golden Easter Egg champion Jason Mackay, who will have some breaking news for us this morning regarding one of his stars looking for Group 1 glory. We'll quickly dissect the news that has broken this morning on the dogs.com.au regarding Simon Told Helen. We'll then take a quick look around the grounds before trying to find a few winners for our listeners. But before we get to all that,
we need a couple of minutes, about 3 minutes before Anthony Azzopardi is ready to roll.
Oh, okay, then we can take our time, mate. Let's quickly get into the news that broke this morning on the dogs.com.au, Cozzy.
Now, tell us about this. What's happened with Simon Told Helen?
Yeah, Simon Told Helen. This was big news, and as the listeners would have seen on the dogs.com.au this morning, Simon Told Helen suffered a spider bite, and the connections were forced to make the decision to scratch him from tomorrow night's Group 1 Derby final. Trainer David Burnett, who was joined us last week here on Going Greyhounds, told the dogs.com.au this morning, and I quote, the spider seems to have bitten Simon Told Helen sometime last week, gave him a nasty wound on his right leg. The wound is healing well, and the dogs seem terrific, but the owners and myself want to give him plenty of time to recover and be 100%. So unfortunately, we have had to make the decision to pull Simon Told Helen out of the Derby. It's never nice to see a greyhound injured, Cozzy, but as we know, Dave and the connections have the dog's safety in the forefront of their minds. So we wish him well and all the best in his recovery.
The old spider bites can be very, very nasty.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Cozzy, they can be. You want to take care of them. So it's good to see Dave and the team are right on top of it and keeping him safe.
All right, now we've got another feel-good story coming out tomorrow night's National Derby.
Oh, yeah, some positive news today, and this is a great story. Here comes Joe, who will contest the Group 1 National Derby, and having won 5 of his only 7 starts, he's 65-year-old trainer Joe Estefan. It's his only greyhound, and it's his first ever greyhound as well. It's unbelievable. He's doing a sensational job by the looks. He sleeps with the dog. He has this unique relationship with him too, and he says that the greyhound brings him so much happiness to his life right now as a 65-year-old. And because if that doesn't put a smile on your face today, then gee whiz, I'm not sure what will. That's
fantastic. So first greyhound he's trained.
This is the first one, and it's his only greyhound too. So, like I said, 5 wins from 7 starts. It's great to see. I actually had a chat with him on track there on Friday night, and I can't explain to you how overcome with joy he was. To see he really loves this greyhound. You could really see it on his face the other night.
All right, we've got a bit of big news. One of Australia's top greyhounds this year's Australia Cup.
Yeah, that's correct. Seneki, the champion sprinter, will be headed for the Meadows for the Australian Cup Series. This series run across 3 nights of racing from February 15 to 19 at the Meadows track there in Melbourne. The Steve White Greyhound has a career record of 18 wins, 8 placings from 32 starts. And with a sensational Group 1 record like his, he's certainly going to bring a bit of star power to that $250,000 to the Winners Series. So no doubt punters will be looking forward to seeing Seneki take on the Meadows.
All right, Anthony Azzopardi's with you now.
Oh, fantastic. He's down in Victoria, but we still like to call him one of ours, a New South Welshman. It's Anthony Azzopardi. How are you, Anthony?
Yeah, good, Liam. Yourself?
Mate, I'm not doing too bad. Mate, congratulations on making yet another Group 1 final, mate. It must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it is a great feeling, mate, and they're always good to make, and you always pray and hope you get the luck with it,
Mate, Caishen hasn't been in your kennels for a long time, but you must be impressed with how he's travelling right now.
Oh, yeah, mate, he's going really good. His greatest asset will be his box speed. He's definitely not the fastest dog in the race, but his early speed is second to none. So pretty happy him sitting out wide too. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mate, talking about that early box speed, he went down to one of the best runs you'll see on a greyhound track, to Feral Frankie. So I guess you can forgive that. But were you happy with what you saw there in the heat? Because gee whiz, he jumped out of that box, didn't he?
Oh, he does, mate. And leading into that race, he's probably a run short. Like he didn't have much work through the week, so we got a little bit up our sleeve. So look, Feral Frankie was always going to beat him when he got the second, because he's just a freak of an animal, really. So just to get beat by that far was a great effort by the dog.
No, it certainly was. After that run, leading into tomorrow night's final, many believe the Feral is the one to beat. But your boy, he'll be looking to carve across from the 7. What do you think he needs to do to win this one?
Oh, look, he definitely has to lead. I think the 6 holds the key for us because she wants to get left too. So I'm hoping the 6 can come out with us and give us the card across. But the dog to beat, I personally think, is the 8, King Kratos. He's going to have the gun run on the outside. So, yeah, we need to lead and maybe, jam a few up and get about 4 or 5 lengths up the back. If he gets that, well, we might get the prize.
Oh, fingers crossed, mate. Funny you mention that. King Kratos does seem to be the one that's going under the radar at the moment. So I'm sure Jason Magri, who's in red hot form himself at the moment, would have him primed and ready to go tomorrow night too.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, like the 6 and my bloke, we're definitely going to go hard left. So he's going to have a lot of room there, and he's got a lot of advantage if he takes it, But yeah, it's a dog race. We just don't know till it happens, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they say. That's racing. Anthony, we won't keep you for too much more time this morning. Congratulations once again. You just keep going from strength to strength. It's been a big few months for you, mate. Congratulations on making another Group 1 final, and we wish you and the team all the very best tomorrow night.
I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. There you go, folks. Anthony Azzopardi joining us now. From one leading greyhound trainer to the next, and a man who's been right in the thick of the action this morning. I hope we have him on the line now. It's Jason Mackay. Jason Mackay, are you there, Jason?
I think they're just dialing him now to get him through, actually.
That's
there
okay,
he is.
Cozzy.
He's there now.
Jason, how are you? How is it up there in God's country this morning, Jason?
Oh, great, Lil, and we get out of bed, mate. It's all good.
Oh, mate, that's the main thing. Let's jump straight into it this morning. Aston Sapporo has been scratched from the National Derby final. What details can you give to the listeners?
When you watched his race last week, he went nice, and just after the winning post, he got clipped and put in a bad stride. We weren't sure what the discomfort was until the next morning. He had a middle toe on a back foot that blew right up, and we've been at him a little more week to pull information down, and we have done that, but the cap that's on the middle joint is made out of cartilage, and he's got a little illusion in the cartilage, so still in his little yard this morning, still lame and limpy, so we no way, no more chance he, mate, until he's spot on again.
No, well, it sounds like you're doing the right thing, erring on the side of caution, even though he was impressive in that heat. 11 wins from 16 starts, but it's good to see you doing the right thing, Jason, and erring on the side of caution, mate. Another scratching in the Derby. This was the big news of the morning. We broke that story on the dogs.com.au earlier. Simon Told Helen that he's been scratched too, mate. This opens the door right up for hardstyle Rico, doesn't it?
Oh, I think if you take the 2 real speeds, dog, in that race with that bloke of mine, Aston Sapporo, and there's no speedier than Simon Told Helen. So basically you lose both of them 2. That's going to throw hardstyle Rico right up in the mix now to be in front at the winning post the first time.
Who else do you see as the challenges in that? Rampant Jimmy won a heat too. Who else do you see as the challenges?
Oh, I just think I haven't done too much now. Once he come out, Simon Told Helen, that sort of even him up a bit, and that bloke of mine come out. It's sort of, don't get me wrong, it's a strong derby, but I don't know if there's any better form than this bloke, this hardstyle Rico. He's just missed the record at Ballarat by a neck, and he's got near same sections that Simon Told Helen through that Silver Chief at the Meadows. He's run 29.63, the fastest heat winner of the Silver Chief, so he's got an impeccable record, and I just think he might be the one that could be the sharp improver. Only had 2 looks at Wentworth Park. This might be his night, I reckon.
But you mentioned on Friday night that Rico's run was one of those, had to see it to believe it. And you had to double take to actually look if it actually happens. That was some run, wasn't it?
When you've been around, I've been around him a long time now, and I'm the first one to admit Simon Told Helen. He's probably the hottest young prospect in the world, in the country of greyhounds, and to be 3 in front of you and then run him down and beat him a length and 3/4, you have to look and see, make sure that really happened, because you give him a fair start and you give him a comfortable beating. So, he's proper stuff, this dog here, and he might really shine tomorrow night.
Yeah, quickly, let's move on to the National Futurity final. You have 2 in there, Aston Maeve and Zipping Veyron. Both were impressive. Maeve is the favourite and Veyron's right in the mix too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the draws had to be spot on for them. Aston Mayo needed to draw 1, 2 or 3 to play a major part. She's only young and novice at this sort of group level stuff. She's got a lovely draw. That was her first ever 520 the other day in the heat of that Futurity. That was the first time out of the Wentworth Park boxes, so she could be a sharp improver. Mm. The other bitch is probably, she'd have to be on par with anything racing as the best beginner in training. She's one of those faultless beginners with high first and second speed. She's not overly strong, but she can get them off the bit, be 5 or 6 in front, and then you've got to try and run her down, running 29.80 odd in front. So she's got a lovely draw being in the middle. She had to draw middle to wide to be a chance because she likes to use a bit of the track.
Yeah. Well, Jason, you're no stranger to Group 1 success, mate. One final question for you. What would it mean to win another one tomorrow night?
I think that's why we do it. Liam, tell the truth, mate. When you've been around a while and you've had a bit of success, you sort of, 5th grades are good, but you get up out of bed to get these dogs into these races, and it just makes it worthwhile if you can win one here and there. But these dogs are going to go in nice and fit, nice and sound. They're going to run a race, I tell you.
Yeah, right, Jace. Well, we hope for your sake you taste success tomorrow night and you'll be able to enjoy 1 or 2 more counter meals, mate, at the Head and Greeter Hotel. Thanks for your time today and all the very best tomorrow night.
Thanks very much for having us, mate. Good man.
No, pleasure. There you go, Cozzy. 2 of the biggest names in greyhound racing right now, taking the time out ahead of tomorrow night's Festival of Group 1 racing at Wentworth Park.
Good on you, Liam. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Fantastic, Cozzy. Have a great day.